challenge, but this thing is driving me mad. Intermittent faults are the worst thing you will ever work on. So anyway, let's delve in and see what's going on today. But I've been looking and looking and looking at this off camera. Oh no, I can't find this dodgy joint. Well, I'm not 100% sure whether it is just the dodgy power thing. It looks like I've got a pad missing here. I need to further investigate that, but it does seem to be a bit isolated. But also, there does seem to be a hell of a lot of dry joints on this board. So I'm going to IPA the board, have another look, and then go back to my trick that I always recommend to checking for dry joints, because particularly down this end, which is the side where I've been adjusting that coil, some of the actual coil ones look dry. So I'm going to touch them all up with a soldering iron, but let me get the board IPA'd and we'll go from there. It's actually the VCO that's out. Look, here's okay. Go that way. Low. Come back. High. So it does appear to be VCO. So I've got to somehow set the VCO on this. God knows how we do that. Right, I've been fiddling with the VCO and I've got now 4 watts and 27.60177. So it's a tiny bit high. If I go back one channel and key up, I've got 3.8 watts and 27.99179. So it's definitely VCO. I'm going to lock down the VCO, put some wax down through the middle, and then we'll try and peak this out a bit. And funnily enough, going after those solder joints, I don't seem to have a dodgy power connection anymore as well, so that's really good. I'm going to get inside to see if I can put some switch cleaner inside the volume, the squelch and a bit in the channel change as well. But I think we're on a bit of a win area. The more I'm fiddling with this, I'm thinking we need to take this plate off and see what the solder joints are like underneath this plate. Because I've seen this before, that hidden underneath here you get all multitude of poor joints. So let's get this off and have a look. Well, I don't know where that's come from, but that's just fallen out into here. So it's almost like this was loose, laying inside the unit. So maybe I had a short. I don't know. So the other one's still on the top there. The little yellow wire's just come off of the microphone, so I'm going to quickly solder that back on. I've got this in bits at the moment. I've taken all this off, just done all the switches. But I'm wondering now whether to put this all back together and try it, because if that was laying inside shorting out on something, that's probably the problem. Right, let's check the frequency. 79132, so that's not too bad. That's channel 20. Got to find channel 1 now because we've got no display, have we? Okay, thanks, you're on video. Right, then we got, that's channel 2. Right, so this should be channel 1. 27.60132.31 should be 60125, so that's fine. Let's go channel 40. It should be 77195, I think. 79125. So that's perfect. Right, let's take this up into the man cave and oh, we better check the microphone at some point as well, but let's just get this back together. Well, I've been over and over and over this board and I finally found a dry joint just to the left here. Got a piece of blue tape pointing to it. It's almost directly in line with the audio IC, but it's one space over. So I'm going to desolder that and redo that joint, and then we're going to test it and see whether that has cured it. But God, that was hard to do. Also, that looks a bit dodgy there. Let me just have a quick look at that. Oh no, that's just a hole. It's not a component soldered there. So that's all right. But yeah, we'll do this here. See what difference it makes. Right, so we're connected up. Power on. How's that sorted it? No. 1 watt. It's not stuck on low power, this thing, is it? Yeah, we've got no transmitter. Hang on, let's have a look at this. Right, check out this when I key up. Watch. Oh, it's not doing it now. Oh, Jesus. I was getting all manner of power readings. There you go. Hang on, it nearly went up there. Something down here with this power. See it go up again? There's something dodgy with that power switch. Let's go in there and have a look. So I've done a couple of more dodgy joints on here and it's still not right. But what I've done, I've fiddled with the VCO. And when the VCO fiddled with, it keys up. Go to another channel, it doesn't. So the VCO is definitely not wide banded for all 40 channels. But what I'm looking at is these connections here and here. They seem to be touching the metal plate around the outside. And I'm wondering if we've got a short, which is then not helping here. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this all off. I'm going to pull all this wiring out and get that lump of insulation tape that's running under here and see exactly what's going on, because that cable is not correct. And we could just simply have a short. If that doesn't work, I'm going to recap the radio, but I want to do this first of all. This is what's known as a box spanner, and this is a 10mm this end, 11mm this end. It looks to be an 11mm. So what you do is you put the box spanner on here, put a screwdriver through the hole, and it undoes all your nuts on your controls straight away. And it's the right tool for the job. So if you haven't got a set of box spanners and you want to do some work on radios, highly recommend you get. Right, let me just get this off and then I'll drop this plate out. So when you've undone the top nuts, there's 1, 2, 3 screws underneath that help you have to get undone as well. There's also another screw in the side that goes around this arm as well you've got to take out to get that cover off. So I can't make out, so I've got the screen soldered to the case, which is fair enough, but I've got this little bit sticking up and I'm not sure whether that's the middle core, whether that's actually connected to anything. And then I've got this lump of insulation tape running down here that seems to be connected to the blue antenna wire. So I'm going to take all that out and desolder it and get it out, and then we can see what's going on, but it looks an absolute mess. So the iron's just warming up. Once I've detacked this, in theory I should be able to get this out, but it's not looking good. It does look rather a bodge. Wait, leave my tools alone. Second technician, you're not very good. Right, I've got all these bits off. I'm just going to try and unwrap this bit of God knows what we've got here, and then we can see what's going on inside. The technician thinks he's going to have a go with a screwdriver now. So there's what's inside. It's the antenna loading coil. Where the hell that should be mounted, I have no idea. I'm going to do some investigation on that, but so it is connected. Yeah, I dread to think what's gone on in here. So that doesn't look to be the culprit. So we might have to look at more dry joints, or even the caps. I can't see any distressed caps, they all look good, but they are old, so that may well be my next port of call. I've got the white wire come off for the microphone, so I need to tin that up, all the irons on, I'll do that and attach that back on, but yeah, I don't know on this. I need to try and find a circuit diagram and component layout on it and have a look. Not the best by any means.